Today we're gonna do a very effortless, quick gym makeup look using techniques that enhance masculine features in a very natural way. If you're new, I am Mattis. I used to be a London-based makeup artist and I used to work for amazing brands like Chanel, Dior, Hermes, Charlotte Tilbury, and the list goes on. And I even got to model. Now I share those backstage male model makeup tips with you so you can look and feel your best and have more confidence in your day-to-day life, at work, in dating, or even just at the gym. If you're interested in men's beauty, be sure to like the video and say hi in the comments. Now get yourself a drink, relax, and we'll begin. We're starting with skincare. Now if you're acne prone and into skincare, you already know about this product. It's the Paulas Choice 2% BHA toner. And this I've been using for an eternity. I've been using this for a very, very long time. This is my lifesaver when it comes to breakouts and things. I didn't have it for a few months now, and I recently got it back into my life. Cultbeauty actually sent this to me. If you love Cultbeauty as much as I do, it's an amazing online retailer and they have just the best selection. I'll have a code below that allows you to get up to minus 20% on your next Cultbeauty order. By the way, I don't make anything off of that code. It's just a good way to get a discount for you. And I've used it myself in the past as well. But yeah, this is my go-to salicylic acid exfoliating acid that really helps to get into the congested areas on your face, get into those spots. It helps with that excessive sebum production. It really balances out the skin, and I even love using it on my scalp if I get a really itchy scalp. This is just so good. So yeah, if you're oily, acne prone, the 2% salicylic acid from Paulas Choice, invaluable. I use this about 3 times a week, I want to say. I used to use this every day, but I think that's just overkill. You don't need to exfoliate your skin all the time. You want to give your skin a rest in between because, you know, we want to protect the skin barrier and balance out the skin. We don't want to cause additional problems. But yeah, every 2 or 3 days, this is fantastic. Just make sure you use a sunscreen every single day because exfoliating your skin can make your skin a little bit more sensitive to the sun. By the way, I will not repeat the same exact steps later after the gym. I will just wash my face, probably apply a bit of a soothing serum or moisturizer and SPF, but I won't do the exfoliating acid again. Next up is serum, and this is really, really exciting. This is the brand Augustinus. This is completely new in my collection. I was just sent this yesterday. I've only used it once so far, so I cannot review this for you yet, but I just want to use it today because I'm really excited about it. I love the brand Augustinus. It's of course a high luxury brand, but it really combines that with science. They're very well known for their rich cream, or their cream rather, which is this one. They just sent this to me as well. But you know, I have been using the same one. So this is just a small version of the cream. And this I've been using for about a year or over a year, and I've been really enjoying this. I've been using this very sparingly, just around my eyes, like an eye cream, because it really has those amazing antioxidants. It has this TFC8, which is this patented complex by Augustinus. And to my understanding, it's essentially a complex of peptides and amino acids and antioxidants, all of which help with skin health, with anti-aging, and giving the skin a really plump, beautiful look. Now, the serum essentially is a concentrated version of that complex, to my understanding. Again, it has those peptides, it has vitamin C packed with antioxidants like pomegranate seed and resveratrol as well. But yeah, like I said, this is new in my collection, so I'm not gonna ramble about it too much. I'm just gonna use it. Again, I'm just tempted to use it very sparingly because this brand is so luxurious. And I'm gonna really focus it here around my eye area, the center of my face. And what I can immediately tell you is that it's very pleasant to use. It feels very silky and really softens and plumps the skin with hydration. But yeah, if you're interested in me doing a little bit of an update review about this, I'm happy to do so. But I do want to show you a more affordable alternative. It's by Vichy. I think you can get it at some drugstores, but you know, it's still a little bit more up there in price for the drugstore. But this has been one of my favorite serums for a long time now. It's the Vichy Mineral 8-9 serum. I'm going to show you the texture because this is really exceptional. It's so softening, silky, smooth, really plumps up the skin with a lot of hydration. This serum is packed with glycerin and hyaluronic acid. Glycerin is one of my favorite hydrating ingredients, but it also has minerals and of course hyaluronic acid we all know by now. But yeah, this I really highly recommend. Personally, I don't really use hydrating serums apart from this one. This really is a standout for me. The texture is a bit more on the sort of slightly viscous side. It's not one of those really watery serums. It still has a bit of a gel-like consistency, but at the same time, it really melts into the skin and really plumps it up so beautifully. I'm gonna skip moisturizer today and go straight in with sunscreen. This is the beauty of Joseon sunscreen. I feel like most people know this by now. I use quite a bit of sunscreen because I just really want to protect my skin at all costs. I feel like sunscreen is the one thing that has really kept my skin in great shape over the years. I am about to turn 31, which is so crazy to say. But yeah, I basically started using sunscreen every single day from when I was about 18 because I did a lot of research at that time because I had really bad acne and the acne was leaving scars and marks and discoloration, and I was just really unhappy with my skin. And originally it was actually Paulas Choice. They had a YouTube channel where they just talked about skincare ingredients. I think they also had a podcast, and I would just spend hours and hours doing research on all these ingredients and really finding out how incredibly important sunscreen is for the skin health, for skin appearance, for fading dark marks, for preventing wrinkles, but of course also for preventing skin cancer. And the beauty of Joseon sunscreen is just one of my favorites. It sinks right in. It's very lightly hydrating, probably not enough if you have really dry skin. You would still want to use a moisturizer underneath. But for me, for every day, I can skip a moisturizer underneath this. If I do use a moisturizer, I actually prefer the new Aqua Fresh version of the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen. This is even thinner and a bit more mattifying. But yeah, today this one is perfect. I will also use a sunscreen on my neck and hands just before I leave, just because that sunscreen is right next to my door. I always have a sunscreen next to my door, so if I step outside, I can just apply an SPF on my hands real quick, but also never forget about the neck. I just use the DM Sundance SPF 50. I'm gonna link it below. But yeah, that is my favorite body SPF because it comes in a big tube. It's really affordable. And personally, to me, the Beauty of Joseon and even the La Roche-Posay sunscreens, they're just a bit too precious to put onto my neck and body. I really keep those for the face. Okay, the skincare is done. And of course, you can totally skip there. You don't need to apply makeup for the gym. I just do it because I am a perfectionist. I just like feeling and looking my best, especially at the gym. You know, you're literally in front of a mirror most of the time at the gym, and it just makes me feel a bit more like if I look good, if I look into the mirror and lift those weights, I don't know, it just gives me like an extra boost. It just makes me feel even more confident and I can be even more focused on really getting the best out of the workout. But if you feel good without makeup at the gym, then that's totally fine. You don't need to wear it. But there's also no problem with wearing makeup to the gym. It doesn't clog your pores and all these things. As long as you wash your face afterwards, you're fine. And unless, of course, if the doctor says something different, if your dermatologist specifically tells you not to do that, of course, go with that advice and not mine. But in my experience, it's totally fine to wear makeup to the gym. It's totally fine to wear makeup while you're sweating. You wash your face after and it's completely okay. But yeah, I'm going to use one of my favorite tinted moisturizers that I've been using. You know, I'm still working on that video about tinted moisturizers, skin tints, etc. Oh, actually, that was almost a bit too much. But yeah, this Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer has been one of my favorites. It also has the perfect color match. But yeah, this is sort of a creamy texture. I kind of want to show you the back of my hand. It's sort of a creamy, lotiony texture, but it really easily blends into the skin. So I'm just gonna do a little dot here in the center of my face where I get most of the redness. I'm not gonna do spot concealing, anything like that. I don't really care enough, but I will sort of just apply a little bit of this tinted moisturizer in the center of my face and just smooth it out almost like a moisturizer. And it just so effortlessly evens out any redness, but without looking like makeup on the skin. Now it still has quite good coverage. I want to say this is like a light to medium coverage. You can actually really build this up. But yeah, I'm not after that full coverage effect. I just want a little bit of evening out. Also, this is quite a warm tone because my skin actually has more of a neutral, slightly yellow leaning undertone, especially because I often use a self-tanner serum. And this shade, it's the shade 1W1. Is perfect for that because it leans a bit warm, but it's still fair enough for my skin tone. And literally that's it. It blended so easily. It slightly evened out the skin. I still have a little bit of redness and a few spots and marks shining through. But again, it's just for the gym. It doesn't need to be perfect at all. Just a little bit of quick evening out. And I like that, again, you can almost apply this like a moisturizer. just melt it into the skin and you're good. The next step is very extra, and no, you don't need to wear contour to the gym, but this is me we're talking about. I always contour. I love contour. I'm gonna use the Danessa Myricks Contour Balm, and I've been really enjoying applying this just with a finger and just going straight onto the cheek like this, and just again almost applying like a moisturizer, almost just melting it away with the fingertips. Because it's so blendable and melty, you don't need to worry too much about blending it perfectly, because it literally melts away on its own. A little bit just on the sides of the nose and under the jaw as well. Contour can just be that easy. It doesn't have to be a whole architectural sort of painting. It can just be really intuitive and seeing where you have sort of the bone structure naturally, and then just very softly enhancing that with the fingers. In my last video, I said that the drawback of this is that it's not in a stick packaging. I think I would still really enjoy if they came out with a stick, but I honestly don't mind it that much, because you can go in with a finger and just quickly blend it out like that. It has actually been really pleasant to use, and I've been using this a lot. Now for the eyes, what I've been doing literally every time I've been doing my makeup, which is every day, I've been using the Armani eyelid tint in the color 30 Cedar, I believe, and I just basically really quickly swipe on a little bit into the inner corner of my eye, grab this universal blending brush by Make Beauty, and just really quickly blend it in like that. This is a really big brush. It's not a detailed eyeshadow brush, but because this is so big and so dense as well, I've been really liking how it applies and really blends the eyeshadow in seconds. It literally melted that in. I actually want to use a little bit more. I'm literally using that monitor from my camera as a guide. I should look into the mirror a bit more often to really see what I'm doing. But yeah, just really focusing most of the color into the inner corner to really create that deep set eye look. And then if you have visible lids, also you can apply a little bit onto the lids directly. And this will just contour the lids a bit and just create a bit of a shadow effect, so that they don't stand out as much. I personally have quite visible lids. They get a bit shiny because I have oily eyelids as well, and they can also get quite puffy, especially in the morning. And just a bit of that contour or eyeshadow on them just creates the illusion that the eyes are a bit more deep set, a little bit more sort of mysterious looking. Whereas without, it gives me more of that innocent look, and I feel quite young. I feel like I look like 18 or something if I don't have anything to create that sort of shadow effect. But again, makeup needs to suit your face. I always say this. If you already have quite shadowy eyes, or you have really deep set eyes or quite hollow eyes, you don't really need to do this. Also, if your eyes are quite close set together, this might not really be the trick for you, because it will just create the illusion that the eyes are a bit more close together, which I quite like because my eyes are a little bit more wide sets. But yeah, it really depends on you, your preferences, and your eye shape. As the next step, you're going to use a bit of blush, and I'm sort of thinking which one to use. I'm considering either the Pillow Talk blush by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a matte blush formula that really lasts well on the skin, or the Nude Sticks Bareback blush. So this has been also one of my favorites, but I might do that for a different video. It's just a perfect everyday, very pale pink nude blush that looks really, really natural on the skin. But yeah, I might do that for another video and go in with the Pillow Talk blush by Charlotte Tilbury today. This is one of those sponge tip applicators that you want to twist open. This is a really special color because it is pink, but it's also quite nude. It's sort of a deep mauve-y with a little bit of brown to it, a gorgeous nude tone. It looks great on light skin tones, but it will also look beautiful on medium skin tones. If your skin tone is more on the dark side, I believe this might be too light for you, but Charlotte Tilbury has some other great color options. I'm gonna go straight onto the high points of my face, sort of the cheekbone area, and blend it out with my favorite brush. I feel like if I lost all my brushes and I just had this one in my collection, I would be okay. I can make it work with just this brush. I'm gonna try to work quickly because they are matte and they really set down, but this blush formula is just great. It's matte, so it gives you almost like a smoothing effect to the skin, and it really looks like a very natural flush once you melt it into the skin. The excess that's on the brush, I really like to bring up high underneath the eye, So it really blends and creates that perfect gradient, but it also slightly color corrects those bluish tones under the eyes. And then just a little bit right onto the nose, but more high up, sort of on the nose bridge. If you bring blush too much towards the tip of the nose, you get that sort of cold girl, cold boy look. But that's not really what I'm after on a daily basis. I want more of that slightly sun-kissed look. So really keeping the blush on the high bridge of the nose is perfect. Can you see how incredibly natural it looks? Charlotte Tilbury did really well with this specific color. I haven't tried the other colors. I know that the red one looks really exciting, but personally at the moment, I'm just into very natural, easily blendable nude shades. And I'm thinking if I should do sort of an overview video of all of the great nudie blushes I love. So let me know if you want to see that. For the lips, I'm gonna try to keep it simple and I'm gonna use a lip liner. This is Cool Spice by MAC. And this is a new launch from MAC. This is a lip liner. I'm gonna actually show you on the back of my hand again, because I very recently made this video about all the great nude lipsticks and liners that I have and love. But this I actually received afterwards and I was almost like, why did I not receive this just before? Because it's such a fantastic lip liner. I've been using this a lot and I just quickly want to show you in comparison to Subculture that I also love. So I'm gonna just swatch it on the back of my hand. In my lip video, a lot of you said that Subculture is too warm for me. And I see your points. In the video, it actually looks quite warm, but in real life, it really blends in really nicely into my lip shape. But yeah, essentially, this is the new I always say sweet spice. No, it's a Cool Spice. This is the new Cool Spice lip liner by MAC, and this is Subculture in comparison. So Subculture is just a little bit lighter, but also the new Cool Spice is a little bit cooler, as the name says. It has a little bit of more of a gray mauve-ness to it, which is actually exactly what you said in the comments that I need. You said that I need just something a little bit more cooler than the Subculture. I still love Subculture. I still use it, especially if I have more of a bronze skin tone. But Cool Spice has been a go-to on a daily basis. And I also love the MAC lipstick in the color Cool Spice. I've been combining those a lot. But yeah, I'm just gonna use the Cool Spice liner to give my lips a little bit more of a bigger shape, just slightly overlining the lips. And by the way, if you want to know more about lip liners and very natural lip colors, I will link the lip video below because I still love all of these lip products and use them all the time. But yeah, this is just one new addition to my collection that I've been using a lot. So I applied the lip liner and now I'm just gonna lightly buff it in with my fingers just to make sure it looks super natural and effortless. I'm also just gonna take a little bit right onto the lip just to even the lip out a little bit. And again, just buff it in with the fingers. And then we're gonna go straight in with an lip SPF balm. This is by Bondi Sands, the lip balm SPF 50. And I have to say, I got these in the summer. I do enjoy them. I don't find them incredibly hydrating. So I will again apply a lip balm after the gym, but at the moment I just need some sun protection before I leave the house, and for that it works really well. But I just find that there's a little bit of a tingling sensation and my lips almost feel a little bit dry after using them. So they're not my favorite in the winter. In the summer I can totally get away with these, but in the winter when my lips are already dry, they're just not ideal. I need something more hydrating. But if you have any good lip SPF recommendations, please let me know because they're kind of hard to find. I believe it's the Nivea lip SPF, or is it the Labello lip SPF? There is one that I really like, but I always lose them in some bag. So at the moment I have been using this again. But yeah, it's just not the most hydrating, moisturizing formula. So please let me know if you have any good alternatives. That's honestly it. I'm not even gonna do my brows. I'm just gonna sort of faff around with them a little bit. It's totally fine. They don't need to be perfect. And I will set with a powder. I will use my Makeup Forever Translucent Loose Powder. This is still one of my favorite powders. I use this all the time. It's just so easy to use and you don't really see it on the skin. I applied quite a lot, so now you can see it. But I'm just gonna blend it in and use it mainly in the center of the face. I also use it around my eyes so that the eyes don't get too shiny, on the forehead, the chin, also to set the contour in place under the jaw. But yeah, this can really be done within a second and you're good. I will apply a gym perfume as well. This is again very extra, but I just like to look good and smell good at the gym as well. This is by Armani. It's Stronger With You Intensely. Is it Intensely? Yes. Stronger With You Intensely. I love most of the Stronger With You perfumes. The Intensely and Absolutely ones are my favorite. Absolutely is a bit more rich and ambery, whereas this still has a lot of freshness while also being boozy. It has a sweetness to it. I believe this has notes of toffee, vanilla. It has sort of a whiskey. I don't know if it's whiskey or some other boozy note, but yeah, it's delicious. It's fresh, but it has a bit of heartiness to it. You know, it's not one of those boring fresh perfumes. It really has something quite delicious to it. And I can wear this on pretty much any occasion. I wear this to the gym a lot, but I can also wear this on nights out or even just as a daily perfume. It's just a great signature scent. Right now on my skin, kind of has something smoky, almost like a fireplace. But I have still worn this in the summer as well. So it's an all year round perfume for me, even though it has a warm, smoky side to it. And I like to really shower in perfume. I go off, and to me it's just almost like a sweet treat because it has so much sweetness to it. It's almost like rewarding myself for going to the gym, for working out, and it just brings more pleasure to the experience. But yeah, this is the full gym makeup look. Please, as always, adapt this to yourself. You don't need to do all of these steps to feel good and look good. This is just what I like to do personally. I will be posting some gym outfits in the upcoming weeks over on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bisous bisous, yours truly.